Real estate analysts are missing one key ingredient when looking at the marketplace, and that's human nature will often override almost every market condition. And I'm going to explain exactly what that means next. Make sure to subscribe to the channel here if you get some value out of this. Click on the bell for notifications. And if you find yourself in a situation where you know you're in a position where it makes sense to talk about making a real estate decision, click on the link in the comments below to schedule a call with our amazing team. So Steve Harney from Keeping Current Matters, one of the oracles of real estate, put this out over the weekend, that human behavior is often underestimated by real estate analysts because all we hear is lock-in effect, inventory, rates, all these financial and important data points, by the way. I do not want to undersell how key those numbers are when making a big financial decision like buying or selling real estate. But then there's the folks that are renting a place above a pizza shop, and they just found out they're having twins 3 months ago, and they need to move, and they're in a 2-bedroom apartment. Or there's someone that maybe is thinking about downsizing, and their health is not cooperating with the size of their home that they're in. These are just a couple examples of things that will happen due to human behavior and human nature. And now we're in this pent-up demand of 18 months of people focused on, hey, I've got a lower mortgage rate. I can't make a move because it's at 2.73%. Well, at some point, those life conditions, those real scenarios that people deal with that often trigger a move in the first place are going to come into play. And what we're starting to see is the end of the lock-in effect, meaning if you look at November 2022 compared to November 2023 of what the number of active listings, and we talked about this last week on the show, the number of active listings that came to the market compared to the 2019 normal levels, if you want to call it that, we've seen a 20,000 plus or minus home jump in the deficit shortening, getting back to more normal inventory levels. Nationally, we're short about 51,000 properties through November that are actively listed to get back up to the 2019 levels for the same month in November. So we're seeing inventory grow, and exactly how it's growing, I'm going to put up a couple charts here. In the suburbs in Chester, Delaware, Montgomery counties, we're seeing a range of 15 to over 19%. And we're going to put all three of them up here. According to Realtor.com, that there's more new listings coming to the market this past November than we saw the previous November. In Philadelphia, the story's a little different. We saw a 0.5% increase. Now, inventory's already been elevated in the city of Philadelphia with a 4-month supply versus the 1-month supply we were seeing in the suburbs at the end of 2022. So what that means is if no new homes came to the market, that's how long it would take to liquidate everything. So we're seeing that more sellers are coming to the market. And what none of the analysts are talking about is that there's all this pent-up demand. There's 18 months of people focused on rates and saying, hey, you know what? I'm putting off what's best for my household, what's going to make us the most happy and comfortable because I got this really low payment. But at some point, the place gets too small. The place gets too big. Maybe it's time for a change in life if you're maybe getting divorced or something like that. These are all real-life scenarios that trigger moves, and there's far too many people out there that have been sitting on the sidelines. And every day that goes by, well, that demand gets stronger and stronger. So the message here is this. A lot of people, they often say they're not seeing inventory out there. And we know inventory is growing. That's the good news, that inventory is growing. And a lot of times, agents aren't asking their clients the right questions. So the follow-up should be, and if your agent's not asking this to you, I'd be looking for a new agent or talking to some other people and getting some second opinions. It's, hey, just out of curiosity, it sounds like you're not seeing what you want, so tell me more what you're trying to find. And then we can dive in and maybe expand search parameters, look in different neighborhoods, because there's a lot of buyers out there that they don't know what they don't know. That's our job as agents, as professionals, as guides to share that with folks. And if we're not showing you, hey, there are more homes coming to the market, like we just showed in the charts from Realtor.com, and now that this pent-up demand is getting larger and larger as we move through the first quarter of 2024, the savvy consumers are having a financial planning meeting with their agent about, hey, where am I going to go? What's it going to cost me? What are the options? Should I be looking at other neighborhoods? And obviously there's some things that can limit that, But if you've got options, the best thing you can do is look at all the options before you make a huge financial decision. So if you're feeling like this is the situation that you're in, it might be time for a planning meeting. It might be time for a financial strategy session or a home search strategy session to see what else is out there. And that's where a great agent can help guide you through all of this. This is good news for people that want to buy a home because it tells me more homes are going to be coming to the market in 2024. Inventory is rising. And it's good news for sellers because oftentimes sellers have to go buy another property. So if there's more options out there for home buyers and home sellers, there's more activity. You got to have the right agent in front of you sharing with you all the options so you can make a strong financial decision.